You know, maybe I was, what a fool believes he sees. You can sing Michael McDonald gibberish to any wave jazz. That's all. I'm just saying. Any wave jazz at all. But maybe I was foolish to think that Trump getting reelected would somehow bring joy to the most miserable man on the internet. And yet, no. Ladies and gentlemen, it should come as no surprise that Greg Kelly will never be happy. Now, Greg Kelly wants to know, where's the 40,000 hours of J6 footage we were promised? Greg, is that your real name? Greg? Gregory? Little Greggy boy? Should I call you, can I call you Kelly? Kelly? Listen, Kellyanne. Kellyanne Gregory. Listen, it's not coming out. Howie, I'm sorry. My singing, my Getty scares the shit out of cats. I'm sorry if my Michael McDonald does too. Yeah. So, anyways, he goes, where's the 40,000 hours they were promised by Jesus? Because Mike Johnson just got voted back in as speaker. God damn it. Right, Greg? And and he's like, where's the footage he's going to give us? He said it's why everybody says they're going to give us the footage. Okay, you're not going to get it. You know why, dum-dum? It's because every time they release it, more guys are going to jail. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, the real line is wise man has the power. The wise man had the power. But that's not important. It doesn't. Anyways, the more footage you guys release, the more of these dickheads are going to jail. Okay? Their lawyers are going, hey, the Jan 6ers, the ones who are already in jail and the ones who got a deal and committed other crimes that they didn't admit to, all those dum-dums, yeah, their attorneys are calling Johnson's office and the other Republicans going, hey, cut. Dude, you can't release this shit. I'm fucked if you do this. I'm going to lose my goddamn job. I'm going to fucking prison, dummy. I want to say the number's close to 900 that were convicted. There were a bunch of people who were convicted and got a walk, got, time served or got, released on their own recognizance or, got probation and all that kind of stuff. And a bunch of those admitted to a bunch of things. But what if they did other things they didn't admit to? And then you saw video of it and they're like, oh, new crime. You didn't tell us you did this. And we have footage of it. Bye, fucker. Because here's the thing. If you don't, and this is a thing we're dealing with the incoming president. This should be the lesson learned. If you don't send people to jail for shit, especially when it's big, like where so many people saw what happened on January 6th, where it's been viewed and viewed again. If you don't prosecute those crimes, people bringing weapons in, people, trespassing and charging into the place, beating up cops, knocking over barriers, all that kind of stuff. When the next person that goes through goes, hey, why are you throwing me in jail? They didn't go to jail for it. This is political persecution because I'm being prosecuted based on what side of the aisle I'm on, not because of what I did, because you let these motherfuckers go free. Hey, Boston Brian's here. Hey, hi, Brian. And you're right. Good show yesterday. I only got to watch a bit of it, and I didn't jump into the chat because I didn't want to interfere because I had a lot to say, as per usual. I was a little sad that in your name drop of all the people that you were inspired by and stuff when you were talking to your guest who used to be on TYT that you didn't bring me up, but it's okay. I'll get over it. It's okay. It's not about that. It's not why I do it. No, it's not why I do it. I do it for, because I want to be of service to my community. It's not for the accolades from my friends. All right. Anyways, so let's get on with this, though, if I may. This is where is the 40,000 hours? You're never going to get it. Dum-dum. It's where it comes.
that in spite of our great challenges and even our disagreements and our healthy debates,
and the fact that I sound exactly like the main witness in in heavy metal, hand over fist, calling Hanover. Well, he never did anything illegal, unless you count all the times he sold dope disguised as a nun. He never did anything immoral, unless you count the preschooler's prostitute ring.
this extraordinary institution.
Honestly, what is the deal? Why can somebody explain to me why Republicans view themselves as macho, but literally everybody they put in positions of power sounds like a complete weenie? Like they all got the locker treatment? Why?
The people's house will still be standing strong. Thank you all so much, and God bless America.
And God bless America, and there are the shapes at sea. Sorry, it's just like, what the fuck? Why is it just, why am I the only one? Stern, why am I the only person who expects that the party of Joe Rogan and fucking all these macho dickheads would have a fucking Speaker of the House? It's like, we're gonna put these bitches in their place. I mean, that's the way you legislate. I mean, shit or get off the pot. If you're gonna walk up to the bell, ring the bell. I want a dude with veins in his neck. Shit, I don't even want him to have a neck. I just want his shoulders to go straight to his jawline. Just a fucking pyramid. I want us to all look at him like we looked at John Travolta's after we hadn't seen him for a while and gone, what the fuck is, what's going on with his head?
All right. Congratulations, Speaker Johnson.
Is he drunk?
Yes.
I guess. What do you mean you guess? You guess on the congratulations or the fact that he's Speaker? He got voted in again.
Look, Trump wanted it.
Look. Trump wanted it, so it must be good.
And we could not have a situation on Monday, which is January 6th, and that's the day that they recertify or certify the election. Couldn't play games.
Certify the actual day. Certify it once. You don't have to recertify it.
Games with that. That said, Speaker Johnson has.
Speaker Johnson, he's fucked up. Greg's fucked up. I mean, maybe they just had a meeting at Newsmax and they're like, guys, come here. Yeah, we really make a lot of money when Democrats are in charge. And now that we're just going to be like a cheerleading section for every turd that flops out of Trump's butthole mouth every day, all day, there's a lot of competition for that. There's RSBN, there's Newsmax, which clearly is, Fox has got it nailed down. They're all gonna, so we're gonna have some cutbacks, which you know what that means, Greg? Yep, you're gonna do your show from the bus.
Been not perfect, who is, but significantly less than perfect. The security camera footage from...
The security camera footage. From a second, when we did that? When are we having? Where's the matter? We promised a thing for us. I don't know how to get it. We didn't get it. Why was it not getting? Why was it not? We promised this thing and I didn't get it. No. Sorry, Barbarino. Benny Barbarino. Nope, didn't get it. Don't have us to have.
January 6th of 2021. Remember this stuff?
Yeah, we remember it. This is after they beat the cops, you fuckwad.
I got a little glimpse of it on Tucker's show.
Yeah, you mean all that footage that was edited out of order, the vast majority of which came from The Atlantic and from the already released footage that was on the Jan 6 site?
I got a little glimpse of it.
A glimpse?
On this documentary, maybe that documentary, but...
Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of it. This is where they trick these fuckheads into turning around. Because they're stupid.
Not too much. Especially when the horse guy was being escorted around.
The horse guy. Like Jacob Chansley or whatever his name is.
By Capitol Police. Like he was part of the operation somehow.
Yeah, he's a total. Yeah, he was definitely a Fed. You should go after him next, Greg. I would watch that whole documentary. Greg Kelly Reports special documentary. It's a nice documentary. It's a documentary that I'm doing about the Horns guy. Okay. It was my special guest, Larry Kudlow, was going on, and 3 sheets to the wind, Bill O'Reilly. What am I going to do? No spin zone. Hey, Greg, real quick. They don't want him going through that door, and they don't want him going this way. It's a window. So they want him going this way. So they're just going, hey, man, this way. And then they go because they're stupid. We were very lucky that everybody who took part in this shit to the person was a moron.
Totally bizarre. And it's really frustrating that we have not been granted all 40,000 hours of.
Yeah. What do you think Greg's going to... What's he supposed to watch? Regular TV shows where you gotta like women and people of color and people are hanging out and they show friendships? How am I supposed to watch that? Huh? How am I supposed to watch shows where people become friends? I don't have any. How am I supposed to watch? I need to watch. Yeah. That's what you need, Greg. You know what? And I'm for it. Please release all 40,000 hours to this fuckwad so he can spend the next 10 years going, wait a second, what? Wait a second. Oh, that's nothing. Okay, wait a second. Oh, that guy should definitely go to jail.
This stuff, as Kevin McCarthy promised us. Remember him?
I remember that guy. Yeah, and Matt Gaetz got him broomed so that he, in an attempt to scuttle the ethics investigation.
Remember Kevin? Yeah, Kevin McCarthy.
I remember Kevin. Oh, this is a Kevin thing. I'm Kevin's. Jesus Christ. What is this show? What is it descended into? This is what is... I remember Kevin, what happened to that guy? I don't even know. Anyways, I guess he's Mike Johnson's speaker again. Who can say? I don't know, but when he was going to give it and we didn't get it, we didn't get it.
I think the American public should actually see all what happened instead of a report that's written for a political basis.
That's right. That would have been nice. And then the guy who took your job said essentially the same thing, that we all...
Yeah, and Trump supported both guys. Both guys.
All needed to see this footage. In a statement, when I ran for speaker, I promised to make accessible to the American people that 44,000 hours of video from Capitol Hill security taken on January 6, 2021. Truth and transparency are critical. Next, please. Today, we will begin immediately posting video on a public website and move as quickly as possible to add to the website nearly all of the footage, more than 40,000 hours. Well, we're about 40,000 hours shy of that. We have very, very little footage to see.
Gee, wait a minute. Hold on, Greg. Are you telling me that by and large, and specifically the people that Trump supports, the Republican leadership are full of shit? Is that where you're going with this? It seems to be that's like, so everybody Trump supports for the speaker, that person is, I guess that it's part and parcel. It must be, it's got to be on their resume. Completely full of shit, weird way of talking, odd religious behavior, shares a porn app with their adopted kid.
And why is that? I mean,
because the attorneys called all of them and said, knock it off, you're going to get our people thrown in jail. And Republicans, instead of going, sorry, you guys did this, we didn't, Trump said peacefully and patriotically walk down there. What you do when you get there is up to you, but peacefully and patriotically, so they don't see you coming. Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes. Essentially, but he said that, and so these people went down there and sorry, they got to go to jail. You fuck around and you find out, or play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If these maggots stormed up the steps and beat a cop, and we've got footage of it, tough shit. That means, well, what? Sorry, what? I what? Oh, he was on my campaign staff. Yeah, kill the footage. We're not releasing. Not releasing it. I don't know, but stir some. Do something about the I don't know, the debt ceiling, or threaten to shut down the government so we can all get distracted for a few weeks. So I don't have to hear from these assholes again. Excellent.
Why haven't we seen it?
Why am I going to say this? Why am I going to say this? Why are the Nazis?
What's going on?
What's happening now?
Is he a little bit too protective of the institution? Is he intimidated by the Capitol Police? Again, I'm glad that Speaker Johnson has the job at least through Monday, because the certification of the election is important. I also think it's important to figure out...
At least through Monday. You think they're going to have another vote right away? Just 'cause?
This. Who is the little cop? And why is it that we've been the only ones pointing this out? Who is that cop who's aggressively waving people on to the Hill, Capitol Hill, on January 6th? Why were these police officers just standing there as...
Hey, asshole, I can tell you. I'll tell you why. I can do it. Hey, hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can bring up a map, Greg. I'm so glad you asked for this. One second. Okay. Every time I try to move I so tax my computer system that every time I try to move a window, it freezes temporarily, and I have to wait for it to relax, and then I can move it. It's like it's got a fucking Charlie horse every time. Okay, so Capitol grounds, tunnels, U.S. Capitol, something like that. Okay, what are they? Okay, Capitol Hill tunnels. Let's see what this is. I want to see if I can find a map. Scrolling to this thing. Okay. Okay. So where that person was on the south. Hold on. Okay. So just so you know, if I may, this is where the people charged up, where the scaffolding was and all this shit. But there were a bunch of people in the back that charged up in this area. This was the part that was blocked off. And this goes up into the House and the Senate whenever there's a vote. Like over here, if you ever hang out, Summer and I have been to DC a bunch of times, and a couple of times there were votes on the budget and stuff where everybody has to stay late to get something passed because it's a must pass, so they go through it and blah blah blah. Okay, they come down these steps over here. So while this was all happening, and they were evacuating people through the tunnels, by the way. There were a bunch of these fuckers. Now, there are little rampy things like step out places over here. But they were, basically when they got the House and Senate people out, they ran them down through these tunnels into their buildings, their prospective buildings, okay? And they built up security around these things, hoping that these dumbasses that were gathered around the Capitol wouldn't get wind and basically storm over and kill everybody, right? It's a secure location. It's different if they're all busy attacking here. At least you can, if a few of them make their way over there, you'll be easier to handle. And those were already surrounded by other cops, and they have security there as well, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is where that guy was, that person. I don't know if it was male or female, who was waving people in. Now, all these people were backed up to about here with these barriers out here. And then at one point, they just lowered the barriers and went, yeah, come on up. And these people came up here, and these folks were being directed through hallways out the back towards these doors, where they just pile on out here. So they were basically being, like Jacob Chansley was being routed this way and out the back. That's how they came out. Like everybody who charged in this way that they got rid of, if they didn't send them back out the front, they ran them through a couple of dead hallways that they had isolated by locking the doors all along the pathway or barricading them. And so that there was really only, it was like a hamster, or a gerbil maze where they would just run them out this way, and there's really nowhere to go. Yeah. So they would run them out this way. And then these same folks had been backed up to here. They opened it up, and these people came up and ran up on the steps right about the time that they were getting the House and Senate members out through the 3 tunnels that go out underneath the thing. Now there's a big thing of stairs here. Let's see if they could show it. This is like the history of where they built it. So this is them workmen dig a tunnel between the Library of Congress and the U.S. Capitol. That's that one right there. And then they let's see, 2 satellite office buildings at the turn of the century. The Senate office building on the northern grounds, and the fancier of the two came with a nifty underground perks for benefits of elderly members. The tunnel's been planned with the idea of providing easy access to the offices, particularly in bad weather, so they don't have to walk through the snow or past rioting fuckwads. So they all left through this way. This is what they did. They cleared this area, and then they made sure that everybody didn't know that that's what they were doing, and then they ran them out that way. That's how they did it. They deflected the mob, yes, forward into this area, so that there are also these little pathways. Let's see if I can show you the part where you can go down into the that's what they look like. It's if you've ever been to the Capitol, there's a way you go in the back that's beyond this little thing that goes down like a flight of stairs, and there's like a little cafe and that kind of stuff. And so to keep people from charging in that way while people were going out through these tunnels past that area, where you could kind of see them where all these were. I mean, most of them there's probably staircases nobody talks about, right? But they go through that way. There is I want to see if there's, hold there, Greg. So right over here, back in this area, there's like a little thing that goes down a flight of stairs. Let's see if I can find a, let's see, Capitol Heavily Secured, U.S. Capitol Excursions, Book Capitol Tours. Let's see, I don't want to call, I wrote on there the tunnel. So Capitol Grounds, restaurant, gift shop, rear entrance, underground, something like that. I need to find it. Well, I like to find the U.S. Capitol, and let's see if I can find the images for this. So if you go down, where is it? This is the back. That's the front. That's not ours. That's the Texas Capitol. That's a state capital, right? U.S. Capitol Grounds. Okay, let's hold on. Back up. U.S. Capitol Grounds, Architect of the Capitol. This is probably okay. Here, let's see if we can. It might have this. Capitol Campus. Okay, there we go. Explore the Capitol Campus. There we go. Here's all the things, and this is the visit the Capitol. It really is lovely. I recommend going. Anyways, let's see more stories. I just need the images. I want to see if there's like Walker Buildings and Grounds. Let's see. Learn more. See if this is in here. U.S. Capitol Building. There we go. Capitol Crypt, Capitol Dome, Capitol Subway System, the Visitor Center. Yeah. So view on map. Let's see if there's like a walkway, where to find it, that kind of stuff. Building the Capitol Visitor Center. This is the. I'll go through here. Okay, they shoot through this. So the Capitol Visitor Center is this lovely rotunda thing. It's underneath the place. Boink, like that. And where are we? They dig this part of it out, so you can see the underground. It goes into this thing, and that's the front part of it, and then the back part of it. Yeah. So this area is this big rotunda area in the back. Okay. Technically speaking, because this is, if you want to go sit in the gallery, you go in this entrance in the back, and you go down there, and you can go to sit and watch stuff. It comes in this way, okay? And so where are those people that that dipshit is talking about? That's the back, okay? And needless to, oh God, he's going to get into fucking Ashley Babbitt because it was his mischance. His dream woman died. That's why this person's waving them through. So he's clearing these assholes away, moving them towards the building because that's their goal, away from the House and the Senate. Found out how, I think it was right after January 6th. All right, well, I'm welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to play on this.
People came right on in. Hello.
And again, this is the other thing where, no, they didn't. They beat cops to get where they were. The cops were overwhelmed, and they decided a good policy was to shepherd these dickheads through, appeal to their patriotism, their alleged patriotism in this case, and drive them through hallways that were isolated. Shut these walls, shut these walls, shut these doors, shut these things, and go. So, sorry, somebody is pointing here. Da-da-da. CSL jumping in there, thank you. Oh, yeah, don't forget my, yes, Thank you, Greg. Thanks. Oh, I hit 79,000 subscribers. Look out. Come on, man. So this was when they were all being corralled and herded.
Capitol, yes.
Like the brainless cattle that they are.
Here you go, right this way. Totally weird, right?
Nope, not at all weird. Totally smart. And if you want to kill them, it's weird. But if you're trying to de-escalate and drive an overwhelming force of people, but through mental manipulation and the like, then I would argue, yeah.
And of course, the death of Ashley Babbitt at the hands
of a cop doing their job.
Of Capitol Hill cop Michael Byrd. Just completely and totally indefensible.
No, completely defensible. See the barricaded door right there? See the broken glass? The proof of violence from the crowd that she was with? No, totally defensible. Even having the gun drawn for a period of time, they knew the gun was out. She might have well as just yelled, "Let's fuck around."
At shooting, as well as the total.
By the way, see the rest of there's still people being cleared in the background.
Lack of curiosity and aggressiveness in holding Officer Byrd accountable. Now,
he was held accountable. They had a shooting review like they always do, and he was cleared. That's accountability. They said, how many bullets did you have? One more than I have now. Okay. Sounds about right. Cheers.
Lieutenant Byrd, he got promoted. Oh, and he got a big fat bonus.
Right, for defending the Capitol against a large group of people. She just happened to be the one that, he had to put a hole in.
Adds up to something like $200,000. Yeah, Michael Byrd and a lot of Republicans up there on Capitol Hill. I'm sorry, Michael Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, Michael Byrd, doesn't matter. James Byrd, Big Bird, who gives a shit?
A little bit too comfortable with that guy hanging around Congress. I would have.
Sorry. Okay. Maybe I'm definitely putting too much thought into this, but maybe, just maybe, what Greg is getting at is that Mike Johnson and Kevin McCarthy haven't released the 40,000 hours of footage because they're afraid this guard will shoot them. That's the only logic I can pry loose from this nonsense.
I want a guy with an itchy trigger finger like that. Something else we've been looking into.
Itchy trigger finger? Dude, he waited till she came through the glass. If he had an itchy trigger finger, those holes in the glass would be his.
Why do those police officers just, and they're their names, they take a coffee break at the critical time?
Sorry, no. They don't take a coffee break at the critical time. They are clearing the final people in the back. They are going to need these guys. That door is barricaded. There is a guy guarding it with a gun for anybody and they don't really believe that some dumbass is going to, when they see a guard on the other side of the door, a barricaded door, by the way, is holding a gun out, is going to still come through the glass. They're like, these people can't clearly be this stupid. And these guys are going to get crushed if these people just push up and start banging against these doors. And they need them for other shit. They don't have enough cops and enough guards, and having these guys squeezed into this is a bad idea, so they pull them. Because they're pretty sure that maggots aren't that dumb. Little do they know, hindsight being 2020.
Would you want these cops guarding your township, your village? Because here they go. Well, things are getting a little bit hot. Let's just get out of here. What do you say?
Well, here's the thing. They have they do have an option. They can stay there and let these assholes beat them physically, like they have done to multiple cops to get to where they are, including Ashley Babbitt and this fuckhead in the red hat and all these dipshits around them. They can stand there and, because they're not going to pull their service revolvers, endanger their own lives, and get in a situation where they may have to kill somebody, or they can move, assume the barricade will hold, and move to another position that has more value. Now that they've cleared people out from behind and they're just getting the stragglers, and they figure it's going to be all right.
Let's go away. Yeah.
Also, what? And again, why does shit pop off the minute the cops step out of the way?
There they go. All hell breaks loose, and Ashley Babbitt is about a half minute from getting killed.
Yeah, it takes her 30 seconds from when the cops move away to start beating down the door to go through to try and kill someone. Had a knife in her bag, was with other people who had threatened violence. We're calling for Nancy Pelosi to be hanged. We're going to drag the fucking vice president out and hang him.
At the hands of Michael Byrd. What's up with that? And what's up with these Republicans on Capitol Hill who aren't aggressive in seeing this?
Wait a minute, Greg. What's up with the fact that while you're showing this shit, you don't show the part right before Ashley Babbitt went through the door where she punched the dude she was standing next to? Hold on one second. I'm not going to show the footage of her getting gunned down because fuck that. But I need like a YouTube video of it so I can break it down. Yeah, so hold on one second. Pause. I'm not going to show the whole thing. So this is about the time of that footage. Hold on, let me open this up. And I don't want to show the part where she got shot. That's the gun coming up. Whatever this is. I think that's not the full angle. Let's see. I think they got it curtailed in. Where? Okay, yeah. So they don't. Yeah, this is the same angle. Hold on one second. There's another angle of it that shows what she did right before. This it. Payload looks back at Ashley Babbitt's death. Yeah, this might be it. Hold on. Where's this? The hard part is showing it without showing the shooting because it's right before. I'll tell you what, I will just leave it to you guys to look at. Video shows, let's see, additional video, da-da-da. Okay, da-da-da, hold on. Okay, even they cut it out on this one angle. Hold on a second. Yeah, I can't. It cuts right to. She gets shot as soon as she jumps up there, and the footage is not going to show it on there. But go look at it yourself. The Jan 6 footage is out there. But right before she goes through, she hits. I think it's even this guy with the yellow who's in her way. He's in front of her, and the other angle, not this one, which is why he always shows this one because it doesn't show what happened. It shows this side angle, and it turns and looks at the shoot. It sees the shot, and then it sees her fall, but it doesn't show when she physically gets shot.
And what's up with these Republicans on Capitol Hill?
You mean these Republicans on Capitol Hill, like these guys, these Trump supporters who are Republicans,
aren't aggressive in seeing this stuff out? Look at Mike Johnson here. Look at all the perks of power. Everybody, it's like he's a little prince everywhere.
First of all, why is it a perk of power that everyone is following you around filming you with the iPhones? Hey, man, at least in the 70s, they had giant fucking cameras and it seemed serious. These are just, I mean, this looks like you were just saying a racial slur at work and everybody's trying to get you fired.
He goes, he's got people hanging all over him. You think?
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a perk,
He
weirdo.
could possibly pull some strings to get Michael Byrd off.
Yeah, I mean, you got all those people filming you with their phones. Can't you make one of them do it? What the fuck?
The police force, or at least put him somewhere else and give him a demotion, not a promotion. Why have?
No, because you would need cause, and you can't prove cause because she fucked around and found out.
Power if you can't use it to get rid of a corrupt cop?
Well, you can, except he's not a corrupt cop. Also, your dad was police commissioner of New York when he made your sexual assault accusation go away, so fucking pound sand.
What's going on up there?
I'll tell you exactly what is going around. She violently assaulted one of her fellow maggots, tried to crawl through a window. She had participated in breaking. That cop was literally in charge of making sure no one came through that door as the last line of defense, and first through, first bullet. That's what happened. Period.
The Capitol cops outside
The Capitol cops.
the Capitol, they seem to have a lot of pull. Are they intimidating the members of Congress?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the Capitol cops are like, hey, man, next time maggots come to kill you, we might look the other way. What? Yeah, the next time Trump supporters show up here, we might just let them do whatever they, because they hate you more than anybody. Like, we'll help AOC get the fuck out of here.
I think this is a great question. Most members of Congress didn't serve in uniform, and maybe they, I don't know, have a little bit of a complex about that.
Fuck you. They what?
Uniform, and maybe they, I don't know, have a little bit of a...
Hold on.
Are they intimidating the members of Congress? I think this is a great question. Most members of Congress didn't serve in uniform, and maybe they, I don't know, have a little bit of a complex about that.
Yeah, what? That they're afraid of cops? Wait, this is your argument, that Republicans are afraid of cops because they have a psychological complex about people in uniform and automatically behave?
And after the display during those hearings, what would you have done if you were a member of Congress and this guy shows up and starts yelling at you?
The indifference shown to my colleagues is disgraceful.
I would have said, Fanone, you get the hell out of here.
And yeah, and you would have lost your seat as a Republican member of the House, fuckwad. Sorry, what? Hold on. What? Hal, please don't demean your channel by showing news crap. Oh, is that? Yes. Well, I'm not. I'm just, I'm demeaning them. It's an active choice on my part.
I know that there were no good Republicans on that committee, but something, they let these guys come in and walk all over them. Why is that?
I'll tell you why. Because maggots literally walked all over these guys. They stomped them. He was tased 8 times. They stole his service revolver. So one of the other ones had to keep the person who took his gun from shooting him on the fucking spot. He had a heart attack because he was tased. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Greg, buddy, fuck you.
Really, what is going on? Why?
I'll tell you what's going on. The Republicans that were there, even the ones that were in the gallery, were fucking ashamed. And even the Jim Jordans of the world kept their fucking mouth shut around the cops that were assaulted on that day.
Have power if he can't use it to stop a ludicrous situation like this.
Why is that a ludicrous situation? Is he not, he's taken an oath to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. He's allowed to make an opening statement. It's his freedom of speech. It's his perspective being there on that day. He was physically attacked for just doing his job. I honest to God, if I told you this was like a fucking Jacobin super left-wing anti-cop ACAB site, and you didn't know, if you'd never seen what the fuck this is and whatever, you'd probably assume that the star on there was like a Russian one. Right?
And now this, please. New Orleans and Las Vegas.
Okay, we're going to tie these like, and they're going to do nothing about these guys. They won't even call it terrorism, except for they won't call the brown guy terrorism, but they will call the white guy terrorism because blah, blah, blah.
And the peculiar...
Also, the FBI has dropped the ball on recent New Year's Eve attacks. New Year's Eve not, but whatever.
rental of cars by two soldiers, one veteran, one active duty soldier. Very strange. Lots of conflicting accounts. And now suddenly, no more conflict. Everybody knows exactly what happened. Not initially.
It's weird that they initially, when something happens, that they get I don't know, they don't get a tip off from the person doing it and a manifesto released to the press before they do it. Nobody knows what the fuck is happening. And then over time, they find out what the fuck is happening.
Of course.
We'll be taking...
Oh, this is the whole thing. Like, oh, they didn't know on day one, but now the black lady knows? Jesus.
over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if it's a viable device or not. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we're investigating this as an attack of terrorism along.
Yeah, initially, when you don't know if they're connected, you can't treat it as a terrorist event until you get those connecting things. And then when they got the connecting tissue, then that's what it, like, Jesus Christ. How does this asshole think information unfolds? Oh, wait, he's on Newsmax. You just make it up. If you don't know anything about it, you just act like you did from the fucking beginning. But there's a black lady in charge of something, so clearly it's suspect.
With our partners.
And yes, she is very beautiful, Bryce.
Really bizarre. And you got
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's only bizarre if your clock goes backwards.
let that sink in. Not a terrorist event, and then it was an attack of terrorism.
Right. You can't investigate it as more than what you know. This might have been a domestic violence thing. He might have fucking gone down there to run over his ex-wife until you clear who he killed. And it might have been just a mass workplace disgruntled worker situation. The flag wasn't even known until then. And like initially, because it was in the bed of his truck, and when they were clearing stuff later, it didn't survive. It wasn't still sticking up out of the back of the truck when it crashed.
And how many people were involved in this? Not an attack. Yes, it is an attack of terrorism.
Aggressively running down all of the leads to identify. Oh,
right. They saw 4 coolers that this guy had planted. We now know he planted them himself because he filmed himself doing it. But some people walking along, surprisingly, saw a cooler and went, "Is there free beer in this?" Nope. And just kept walking. And those people, the FBI saw footage of this person near this thing that they later found out had an IED in it, and that person looked in it and didn't get killed. It didn't blow up. So maybe the reason it opened when they looked was because it was triggered. It was, they knew what the secret, you had to twist it once and then lift it and it won't explode to check it. But if you lift it straight up, it'll blow up, that kind of stuff, which is how you would do these kind of devices if you had other people on your team that had to either set them or turn on the fuse or the timer or any of this shit, right? Good Lord. It's weird. Like, I woke up this morning and I didn't know what I'd had for lunch. And then magically after lunchtime, I do. What is going on?
Well, subject's associates, we're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack is involved in this attack except for Shamsuddin Jabbar, the subject you've already been briefed on.
You've heard.
Right. Initially, they saw footage of these people looking in the coolers. They were like, "Are they with him?" We don't know if they were participating in it with him, if they helped, and all that kind of stuff. And we're not gonna act like it was him by himself. Yeah. Hey.
Heard about the discrepancies. They're
not. No. Fuck you. They're discrepancies if it's backwards. Right? They go, "We have assessed that no one else is helping him." And then later on, are like, "We're running down all of his known associates," right? That would be the hinky part. Like, why would you proclaim that he had no help when you didn't know anything about it and now you're looking for people that might have helped him? In the beginning, you would go, yeah, He may have had help. We see on footage people around these coolers. We don't know if they're with him or they just looked. Once we ran it down, we talked to them. They interviewed everybody. And it turns out those people were with their friends. And their friends are like, we just saw the cooler. He thought there was going to be beer in it. There wasn't any, so he fucked off.
Deal. It suggests that possibly, just possibly, they were...
Fuck you. I know. Whatever he's going to say, it's going to piss me off.
Trying to... Maybe they were making mistakes. Maybe it was innocent. Although maybe the FBI is not being straight with us, right? Where would we have gotten the idea that the FBI would not be upfront with the American people?
From you, fuckwad, based on nothing.
So after those colossal blunders...
Those weren't colossal blunders. They're not blunders at all. That is the natural arc of an investigation. We are pursuing all leads. We are looking into everybody. We don't believe he could have acted alone for this whole thing. Turns out he actually did. He prepped these other sites himself the day before, and we now have footage of him doing it. So we don't think he had any help. He did ultimately do it himself. Why is this weird? Why is this difficult? Jesus.
The FBI...
Apparently, in the chat room, it is everybody believes that Greg sits down to pee. We don't have any evidence about that, but I know where you're going. It's not that he sits down to pee. It's that he can't pee and stand up at the same time because he gets lightheaded and falls against the stall, and then he ends up with his suit covered in piss, and he has to do the show again with no pants on. And everybody at Newsmax wrote a letter to the guy who they rent the garage from where they do the show, and they're like, no more. And he's like, fuck you. And they're like, okay, what if he does the show drunk and then it's not our problem?
Did what a lot of federal law enforcement does. They
investigate?
Start laying it heavy, laying it on pretty thick about grief and sympathy. Look, when American citizens die in a terrorist attack, the American people, we feel it. But
Yeah, I could totally tell, dude. You're all in. Sorry, fuck you. His dad was a police commissioner. You think... I'm so moved to just like go find like footage of cops like helping a baby be born on the street or dealing with a gunshot wound or fucking dealing with victims of a mass shooting and all that kind of stuff. And Greg's like, I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't know why you'd even care. You know, they're all like, oh, it's terrible. Victims, blah, blah, blah. Look, we all feel that way, but I don't think so.
I feel like there's something going on here, like that.
Jesus Christ.
Federal officials use our sympathy and our concern.
You don't have any sympathy or concern, asshole.
To buy themselves time. They use it as a filler, and they also use it as kind of a little bit of a weapon so we won't ask aggressive questions.
Okay, what's your aggressive question? Why they know more after they investigated than before at the beginning of the investigation? What's your big question?
I first, and most importantly, want to send our deepest condolences to the victims of this horrific attack and their loved ones. Went down to the crime scene last night.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you. If you went to a crime scene and you're standing there and there's like 10 bodies laying on the ground right afterwards, and there's people just like squashed and people have been shot, 2 cops have been critically injured, then you go from there to the hospital to interview survivors. You're looking at the perpetrator with fucking holes in him, bleeding out, turning, his eyes turning gray right in front of you. You're going to feel it. Sorry. And if, again, Greg's such a shithead.
It's very hard to put into words what it looked like and how difficult it was to see. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims of this tragedy and everyone impacted across the country. They remain at the heart of our investigation.
I get that to a point.
Fuck you, you do not.
When you're letting your emotions get in the way, or at least maybe you're using that as an excuse for...
Hold on. Whoa. I would argue that you are letting smarm get in the way. All right, I'm done with this fucker. I'm so grossed out by this piece of shit. What is, first of all, he's drunk. Second, what is this namby? I don't know. Yeah, you feel something. Just because you saw 12 dead bodies, women and men, people who were just an hour earlier partying. Now their fucking legs are twisted and their insides are out and they're bleeding all over the place and they're covered in tarp. And you have to go through and you're in charge of like measuring the distance from the truck to there and trying to determine who was killed and all of this so they can keep it all straight. So if you do find that people were attached to this guy and even though he died, he had accomplices, that you can charge them and they can't get away with it because you didn't do due diligence on the fucking day. And so you get to stand around fucking dead bodies for 10, 12 fucking hours watching people that they were there with, standing right fucking there on the sidewalk, wailing and crying. And he's like, nah, I kind of get it, but do I really get it? I don't get it. Jesus Christ. Newsmax, fuck is up with you guys? Come get Greg. And get him a hooker that looks like Ashley Babbitt. But because he can't let go. Jesus. And if you can, find one that acts like her too. So at least he can recognize, he's built up this myth in his head. Like, maybe she wasn't all I don't know, great, that she was, good Lord. What an asshole.